what we saw take place seemed to work with the protocol, with the game stopping, with then those selected fans being led out of the stadium. Is that something that maybe could be a blueprint, for example, Italy, going forward as to how to try and within the game environment to stop this?
Well, look, the protocol's been around since 2009. It's been in force in Italy since 2015. It has helped, but it hasn't solved the problem, as we know, in Italy. It helped on the night because those 200 supporters left. You said they were let out. I don't know. I kind of got the impression that they kind of left of their own volition, as in kind of like, you know, their work here, our work here is done. The protocol works or can work to reach the most immediate goal, which is that nobody has to play, is to effectively be at work and play while being subjected to racist abuse. And if it goes on, you stop. But, you know, you also need to hold individuals into account. And that takes resources. That takes spotters in stadium. That takes gathering evidence. That takes a legal system. That takes stadium bans. That takes a whole complicated mechanism for which, as the UEFA president Jeffrin said today, football can't do it on its own. They need collaboration from governments and from law enforcement. And unfortunately, laws and rules are different throughout Europe.
Meanwhile, Gab, suggestions that there's a leaked document saying that UEFA are going to take sanctions against Lazio from what happened in the Europa League. Is it going to take a statement from someone in government in Italy to try and shut down what seems to be a continuing problem?
Well, this is an odd story because Lazio came out with a statement saying that, you know, they apologize, they accept the punishment, they recognize that that the punishment was also down to the steps that they've taken in acknowledging the problem and acknowledging issues. But the odd thing is UEFA hasn't actually communicated their statement in public just yet. So it remains to be seen. I think given the reaction of Lazio, where, again, we only have their version of events, but their statement says, you know, effectively, we accept the blame. We need your help to deal with this problem. We're going to take these steps and blah, blah, blah. You assume that's been looked upon positively. But as of right now, we really don't know what the punishment meted out by UEFA is. It's a very odd one where you'd issue a statement before the punishment actually being made public.
Just going back to the Bulgarian side of things, it did look as if, as Gab said, that those supporters had achieved what they wanted to achieve. Yeah. Because, you know, nobody went in the crowd and said, well, it's him and him and him and him, because you saw them leaving and almost 99% of them had the hoodies and the hoodies up. The difficulty is, if that's your way of trying to police it, is when it's, you know, people dress randomly and they're not obvious and, you know, they're being racist. The other side of the coin is you have the Bulgarian coach, unless he's changed his tune since we've come on air, who was in denial saying, what racism? Yeah. You know, so, you know, stuff like that just doesn't help. At least the guy at the very top...
But what you want is the Prime Minister...
Well, that's what I'm saying. At least the guy at the very top in the country has come out and absolutely slammed it, and rightly so. Where we go forward with this in terms of how it's dealt with is a hornet's nest, really, of how we're going to stamp this out of these grounds. You know, we can't, as individuals, tell players, and we talked about this yesterday, to walk off a field. That's down to the players and the individuals themselves.
But that's the wrong way around, isn't it? You got the president of the country asking for the head of the football union, when clearly, the last time I checked, football fans don't walk out of a game when their team's playing. So they're clearly not football fans. So that's a social problem. So the guy who's in charge of the country is trying to throw the football union president under the bus. That's what it seems like to me.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN+.